do, we're going to get started. So here's our agenda. First of all, we have some time-saving tips, including schedule items with the scheduler, auto-schedule, automate tasks, customize the login screen, and the ticket search feature. And so right now we're going to get started first with the scheduler. That will be Catherine. So I'm going to hand the ball over to Catherine first. We're going to do a quick sound check. Catherine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, and I just saw
let me know when you can see it.
I can see, yes, the help desk on your screen.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go over the scheduler today and just kind of show you a few different scenarios as to how customers use the scheduler. What you'll need to be doing is logged in as the admin so that you can set these items up. It's really something that you can play with, and you can set up a lot of different automated items to save you time in the help desk. You know, we don't all remember to go in and do things every month or every other month when things need to be done, so you can set those up to automatically do them. So right here on the left-hand side under Global, there's a button that says Scheduler. So if you go ahead and click on that, what you're going to see across the top is all of the groups that you have set up in your help desk. So the ones I'm going to go over today are in information technology. So the first one that we have here, these are just different examples again, resolved to closed. And it's already set up, but I'll just go ahead and edit it. You just put a description in here at the top, one that you'll be able to tell exactly what this scheduled item is. And this one is simply saying that when any ticket comes into this group of information technology and the technician has changed the status to resolved, we're going to give it 4 minutes, and this you can change. You can have minutes, hours, days, or weeks. And so 4 minutes after it's been changed to resolved, which would be the modified date, we want to change that status to closed. And I know that there are some customers that do this longer than 4 minutes. They might actually do 4 days, just giving the customer that much time to respond, that 4 days to respond and say either this wasn't resolved or if they need to create a new ticket or if something else is going on. So you can set that at any time. So this is just simply changing the status of one. Another example we have here is approaching a 24-hour SLA. If your company has an SLA that every ticket needs to be addressed within 24 hours, I've set up this item so that it sends out an email to the technician at 20 hours. So I've just titled this one, Approaching the 24-Hour SLA, and right here I'm saying 20 hours from the time that the ticket was created. I want to change the priority to high, and I want to send an email. Down here at the bottom, it'll ask you who you want to send the email to, and of course I want to send this one to the technician. And then right here in the subject area, you'll notice it says TID, and then it says Approaching SLA Overdue, and then here's the message that I entered. Now, right here, there is a button that says Show Tags. And if I click on that, I can see everything that's inside the ticket that I would want to include. So this is an email that's going to go right into the technician, and if you want to include the ticket number, like I did here in the subject, you would just simply copy that and then paste it. And then what will happen when the email goes out to the technician, the ticket number will appear right here, and then it will say Approaching SLA Overdue. So you could include as much information as you wanted to. And then here at the bottom, it's just asking how often do you want to do that. So this one, because it's important, it's repeating every minute. So it'll constantly send that technician an email until the ticket is changed, until the status is changed on the ticket and they address it somehow. So after this one, we do have a past 24-hour SLA. So if that particular email and reminder didn't let the technician know, then this one will. So the description, I've just titled it Past 24-Hour, and this is going to go 4 hours later, and it's same from the created date. This time it's going to change the status to overdue. So now the status was probably work in progress, And now it's going to change it to overdue. And this time when we send the email, we're going to go ahead and copy the manager and then send the information or the message that we want to send. And this one is going to repeat every 5 minutes until that's addressed. So those are just different ways that you can use. If you have an ACL to that extent, you can use it that way. You can also, we have one here that this is just for parts. Let's say that we have things that are out for parts to Dell, and what we want to do is 7 days after we put that in the system, we put a ticket in saying that we're waiting on parts for something. We want to just have an email automatically go to the Dell vendor if we haven't received any information on that yet. So I've just put a description in here as parts, and I've chosen to do it 7 days from the day that it was created. And what it's going to do at this point is it's going to change the status to the Dell vendor parts on order, and it's also going to send an email to the Dell vendor with a simple subject of I'm waiting for parts. And on this one, I decided to show the note because in the note on the ticket is where I have the information or the parts that I need and the information that Dell needs in order to process that. And the frequency here, I just put 1 time. So another example here is awaiting customer feedback. A lot of times technicians are working on a ticket and they have asked the customer or the user a question and they're just waiting to hear back from them. And so what we've created is a scheduled item or a scheduled email that's going to go out to that customer 4 days after the technician has put it in the status of awaiting customer feedback 4 days after the modified date. It's going to just send this email and say, our customer support staff is currently waiting for your response on the following ticket. And so hopefully that will help generate that customer or that user to contact the technician and resolve the situation. And anything that's sent out on the scheduled item or on the scheduled task, if they respond to this email with the ticket ID in there, then that's going to go into the notes or the comments right into the ticket. So all of that will be documented that way. And this last one, the email priority high, this is just saying that, and this one's a little different than the other ones because we've pinpointed it down to categories and category options. So this one is saying that whenever the category is email and the category option is error message, I want it to change the priority 1 minute after it's been created. Most of us, when we have tickets come in the help desk, the priority is set to low. You know, we don't want our end users telling us what the priority is because then everything would be high or critical. So it comes in at a low priority, even though we know that certain things are of a higher priority. You could do this even with network items. If they're putting in a ticket saying, you know, that something is wrong on the network or their network's down, something like that, you could also have this priority change to high. This example right here, it's just saying that 1 minute after it's created, we're going to change that priority to high. But if you need to also send an email to the person that it's assigned to, you could do that here as well. And then it's going to send it to the technician, you know, letting them know that that ticket is out there and that the priority has been changed to high. So hopefully I've showed you a few different ways that you can save some time in the help desk. There are several different ways that you can use the scheduler on several different items. And if you ever do have a particular situation that you're wondering if this can help you, you know, feel free to give us a call and we can go through that with you. So Keaton, I think I'm ready for Amy.
All right, thank you so much, Catherine. I forgot to mention that at the end, just like always in these webinars, we will have a question and answer session. We've seen some of you already enter questions in the Q&A box. The Q&A box is the best place to put them, or you can also enter a chat. And we'd just like you to know that we will get to those questions after the presentation. We try to answer every single question at the end. So go ahead and type your questions in or just keep them in mind, and we will give you a chance to get those answered at the end. So we're going to keep on going. Next up is Amy. She is going to cover how to automate tasks with the ticket templates.
All right, thanks, Keaton, and thank you, Catherine. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so as Keaton mentioned, I will be talking about ticket templates for this portion. There's 3 different types that I want to talk about. So first of all, I'm logged in as the manager, and the first type I'm going to talk about is workflow. So my example for this one is the new hire process. So one thing to note is that your ticket templates can cross departments or cross groups. And so for my new hire process, I have that set up in here. Ticket templates are actually pretty easy to set up, and they can save you a lot of time so that you don't have to launch all of these tickets manually. You can have it set up to auto-launch or launch in a certain order. So for this example, I have kind of an extensive setup here, but you can have this as simple or as extensive as needed. Each one of these folders is a different ticket. So when there's an actual folder like this with tickets underneath of it, that means this one's the parent ticket and these are children tickets. Okay, so for the workflow, I'm just going to show you how I have this set up. There's a couple things that you'll need to know about the workflow. First of all, if you would like your tickets to launch in a certain order, then you need to check this box right here that says Enable Workflow. If you don't check that, then all of your tickets will launch at the same time. So when you start setting up your ticket template workflow, all of your tickets will show up over here in a list. All you have to do is drag them and drop them into the steps that you would like them in, and then select the status that goes in between. So for this example, keep in mind that this was a parent ticket and these 2 were its child tickets. That means that this parent ticket will not be able to be set to close until the child tickets are. Now, since I have those child tickets launching after the parent ticket, this step in between should not say close. It can be any other status, though. Now, that's only valid for a parent ticket that has child tickets that have not launched yet. Okay, so for my example here with the new hire process, I have for the first step, I have that we need to set up the workstation. This is setting up the desk and the hardware that goes along with the desk. Then once that has been set up and this ticket has been set to resolved, then I would like the technology department to come in and set up the phone and computer. Once those steps have been completed, then I need the software to be set up, them to be set up on the network, and as you can see, we just go along the process. So the idea behind this is that you're not going to set up software on your computer before you have a computer actually set up, and you're not going to have technology there with the computer before the desk is set up. Okay, so that's my example for workflow. I believe I covered everything there, but if I missed anything, feel free to ask any questions in the Q&A or chat. So my second example is any recurring tasks. These are things that are going to happen on a routine basis. Obviously, the new hire process wouldn't happen on a routine basis, but like an oil change might. So I'll go ahead and edit this and show you how this works. Just another note here, you'll notice the 3 tabs up top. The ticket tab, obviously you would need to do something on this tab, otherwise you wouldn't have any tickets. But you don't necessarily need to have recurrence or workflow on every ticket template. The workflow is, if you don't have workflow, all your tickets will launch at the same time. And if you don't have recurrence, then the tickets will only be able to be launched manually. But the way that I have this one set up, I have it set up to launch automatically on the 2nd Tuesday of every 3 months. Now this is very customizable. You could say I want it to recur every other day. You could say I want it on every Monday and Thursday of every 3 weeks. I mean, it's very, very flexible, very customizable. The other portion down here is your range of recurrence. You can tell it when you want it to start. If you want it to only occur maybe 5 times and then stop, you can tell it that right here. or if you want it to end by a certain date, maybe you only want this through the next 3 months or through the end of the year, something like that, you can tell it to stop there. But what I suggest, if you don't have anything specific in mind, just put to end never. You can always come back in here and tell it to stop at a later time. So then once you have the recurrence set up, you'll notice here that we have the play button and this icon here. When this icon is not spinning, then your recurrence is not in action. So to start that process, you just push the play button and then it will start the recurrence. So now this ticket will be launched on the recurrence schedule that you've set up. So for this example, it was every every second Tuesday of every three months or something like that. And then it's just as easy to stop the process just by pushing that stop button there. Okay, so my third example is going to be just a quick ticket. So you could have like a change request or an approval process. So for this example, and this may not be a good example for a quick ticket, but I also wanted to show you the approval process that you could have in a ticket template. So my example for this one is a new app request. So maybe a teacher or a staff member at your organization is requesting a new app for their iPad. So the way I have this filled out, I have the contact left blank so that could be the person that's requesting the app. I also have the location left blank so they can fill that in with whichever location they are actually at. So I have actually a few things here. I have it going straight down to the app request category option. The assignment is to the manager that needs to approve that. Then I also have some custom fields set up. Reason for app request, the app that's requested, the size of your iPad, just a few other things like that. The other thing that I have set up for this approval process is an approved status. Now you could set up things in the scheduler or other processes that they once it reaches the approved status, then something else will happen. This could be set up within the workflow of the ticket template, so you might have another ticket that launches after the app has been approved. And these custom statuses are actually pretty easy to set up. If you have questions about how to set these up, just let us know and we can show that to you also. Okay, so just one more quick note before I show you how to launch these. Anytime you're setting up ticket templates, any ticket that you set up, once you fill out any information, you need to push the Save Template button down here. That will save everything that's on this ticket here. To set up ticket templates, it's as easy as right-clicking on the folder and adding a new template and then giving it a name. And if you'd like to create a sub-ticket, you just click on the parent ticket and then add a new template that way also. And again, just give it a name and then you'll be able to fill out that ticket. Okay, so let me log in as a user and show you how easy it is to launch these templates manually. So there's two ways to do it. You can either go to the Templates tab, and as a user, you'd be able to see any public ticket templates, and then you just click this launch button. You can also do it from the My Tickets screen. Just hover over this down arrow and then Ticket Templates, and then go to the correct group and select the template that you want to launch. Now, if you remember, this contact was not filled in on the template that we have set up, so it will automatically pull the user that is signed in. So then all they have to do is select the location that they're at and then fill in any of these fields that we had left blank. So once you have all the required fields filled out, you'll need to click Save Changes on this ticket here. Now, if you have more than one ticket on your ticket template, then you'll just need to go through each one and fill out all the required fields and click Save Changes on each ticket. This Save Changes button, again, actually saves everything that you've changed on this ticket here. So once you have all the required information filled out, you just push the Launch button. Oh, and I missed the required field somewhere. But then once you just click the Launch button, then it will launch this ticket. And again, if it's in a workflow, then it will launch just the first ticket, and then once the first ticket reaches that status that you had selected, then it will launch any following tickets after that. So I think that's all for ticket templates. So I think we can go ahead and go back to Keaton, and I believe next up will be Dan.
Yes, you're right. Next, Dan is going to cover the customization of the login screen. Thank you, Amy, for that. And now we're going to go over to Dan.
All right, thanks, Keaton. Again, my name is Dan Cabrera. I'm with the support team. Let's see, share my desktop. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Almost. Yes, I can see it now.
All right, so as Keaton mentioned, I'm just going to go over the customizing the login screen here. We do have a KB article on how to customize the logo. If you go to our website at grouplink.net, go to Customers and Knowledge-Based Search. We can do a search here for logo, and the article number is 77. And this article basically, it's fairly simple on how to change the logo of the login screen. So what we need to do is, first of all, we're going to stop. Now, unfortunately, I don't have another logo to replace my login screen, but I'll just go over the steps. What we're going to do is stop the Tomcat service. And then we're going to browse to, as it says there, the Tomcat Web Apps folder, Programs, GroupLink, everything, Tomcat, Web Apps, everything, HelpDesk, and then images. In here, the logo is the HelpDesk header.gif file. So what you'll do is basically just replace that file with your company's logo. You can just, of course, drag your file in here. Once you do that, you can go ahead and go back to the services here and restart the Tomcat service. And once you do that, then the logo screen here, the HelpDesk, everything HelpDesk logo would be your company logo. Now, that's pretty much it as far as the customizing the logo. Now, I know you can also customize, you can customize the color as well if you wish. Again, it's also within this within the same article, as you can see down below there. And I believe that's it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know or let Keaton know. I'll go ahead and pass it back to Keaton.
Thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate that. And last but not least, we have Amy back again. She is going to present on the ticket search feature to create a custom view on the My Ticket screen. Let me unmute Amy and pass the ball back to her.
All right. Thanks, Keaton, and thanks, Dan. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Let me know when you can see it. Keaton, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, I can. I can see the login screen.
Okay, perfect. So as Keaton mentioned, I'll be talking about the ticket search and the My Tickets tabs. I, again, have 3 examples for this. So my first example is for principals. So within the ACL, and I know we've talked a lot about this before, but you can give certain roles or certain individuals rights within the ACL that you were not able to give them previous to version 10. For example, with principals, you could make them or give them the ability to see all group tickets. So let me just show you real quickly what I need to do in the ACL to make this custom tab for a principal. Now just real quickly, we had a question earlier about changing the session timeout length, and that you do just right here from the admin screen. It's as simple as just typing in a certain number here and then pushing Save Changes. Okay, so within the ACL, you'll see here that I have these 4 groups set up under this default permission model. Now this is the one that I'm going to change so that my principal can see all group tickets. Now there's 2 ways to do it, as I mentioned. It's this View All Group Tickets right here. You can either change it to the role of a member and make that principal or any principals that need those privileges. You could make them a member of the group, or you could add them here as a user and then just select their name here. But I'm not going to do it this way because the difference would be, as you can see in my permission model, I have it set up for the 4 groups. I might not want my principal to see all the human resources tickets and inquiries that go to the human resources department, but they still need to see the maintenance, technology, transportation. So that would be the benefit of adding them as a member and then making them a member of only those 3 groups and not the human resources group. So for this example, that's what I have done. Okay, so let me go ahead and log in as my principal here. And then as you can see, she's just a member of, she's actually a member of these 4 different groups that she has rights to view all group tickets for any of those groups. Okay, so the end goal here is this tab right here. This is her location, and this is all open tickets at her location. That's what we're going to, I'll just show you how we can set this up. So you just go into the ticket search, and let me just edit the one that I actually have already. So I just created a ticket search here for her so that the status does not equal closed and does not equal resolved. So this is going to be anything that is open. As you can see, like you just choose status from this list here, and then you can choose either equals or not equals, and then any of these statuses. And you can also see that you can add more than one for each field here. So the other filter that I wanted to filter on is the location, so that she only sees on this tab anything that equals Parker High School. Then if you'd like, you can apply the filter to make sure that's working okay. And you can also rearrange any columns here. So I have this set up just for her so that she can see the priority, ticket number, group, category option. I actually added a couple different fields here. Maybe she wants to see the internal asset. You just click on that and then click the plus button. And if you want to see that up here, then you just drag it and drop it into that order, and that's the order that it will appear in. Now once you have this ticket search set up, just give it a name. You can either mark it public or private. Public, anyone would be able to see that filter. Private, only you would be able to see that filter. So once you have that set up, you just click on Save Filter. And then if you go to the filters, you will see that that is now in your list here. Okay, so then when I add that to the My Tickets screen, you just start out here on the My Tickets screen and you click on this Customize Tabs button on the right. All you need to do is click Add Tab, click on the ticket filter that you would like to see, and by default it will give that tab the same name as your filter. You can change that tab name though if you would like, and then you'll just put it in the order that you would like. You can also rearrange that order here. Maybe you want to see this one first and this one is second. and then just click apply, and they'll go into that order and save changes. And then you'll see now that your tab is now first on this My Ticket screen. And then also, just as with when you applied that filter, each column appears in the order that you selected on the ticket search. So you can see we added the internal asset. I don't have any set up or tied to these tickets specifically, so this column's blank right now. But yeah, that is how you edit your My Ticket screen. And then if you would like to edit just this filter, maybe I noticed that I don't really need this internal asset asset column, I can just click on that edit icon and then delete it here from the list. Push save, go back to the My Ticket screen, and then it's gone again. Okay, so that's my principals example. My other examples are for technicians and managers and how they might benefit from a quick view of specific items on the My Ticket screen. Okay, so my first example is this one here, the high priority tickets. Let me just show you how we have that set up in the ticket search. So I have the priority selected as high, and then any status that is not closed. Obviously, if I'm wanting to see a quick view of any high priority tickets that my team needs to be working on, then I wouldn't want to see anything that's closed. But some customers of ours do actually like to have custom tabs that show different closed filters. So that's really customizable, and you can select basically anything that you can filter on, you can add as a tab in your My Ticket screen. Now over here as my columns, since this is the high priority tickets, I probably don't need to see the high priority or the priority since they're all going to be high. But maybe I also want to see like a group. This all works the same no matter which filter you're in. You can drag and drop these again into the location that you'd like them. And then just click Save. And then those changes are applied here on your My Ticket screen. You can see the priority is gone, and I now have the group. Okay, so my last example here is for iPads. So my ticket filter that I'm going to create is for all open tickets. I apologize, I have a lot of filters in my demo site here. Open iPad tickets. So a lot of schools and other organizations are moving to iPads, and so we've noticed that it's that some departments like to see any issues that are happening with their iPads or any inquiries we've had. So this is an easy way to see that on your My Ticket screen. I have selected here that the status does not equal closed or resolved. Again, I just want to see what's open. And then my category is iPad. Now you could be more specific. Maybe you want to even filter on category option and say under iPads, I only want to see the ones that that won't turn on or won't hold a charge. And then I just click Apply, and then those are also filter options. But for this example, we'll just stay with this. So once you have this set the way that you want, again, just come back to the My Ticket screen, click on the Customize tabs, add a new tab, and then find the filter that you'd like to filter on. You can change the name of it here again if you'd like. And then maybe I want to see this in the third position. Click Save, and it will appear here. Save changes, and then you have this here. So this is just a quick overview on how you can have a very quick view of different filters on your My Ticket screen. So for this manager, he has all technology tickets here. He has his high priority tickets, any iPad tickets, and on down the line. You can have as many customized tabs as you would like. So obviously it's up to you on if you want this page to be extensive and if you want to see a lot of things here, or if you want to keep it simple and only have a couple of tabs. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for me. So, Keaton, did we have any questions?
Yes, we've been having plenty of questions. Thank you so much, Amy. All right, everybody, now is the time to submit your questions in the Q&A box. We've been answering several of them throughout the presentation, but now is the dedicated Q&A time so we can get to the rest of the questions. So if you haven't already, go ahead and submit them in the Q&A box, and we will answer those right now. Catherine is going to start us off. She is going to address, I believe, ticket escalation in the scheduler. So we're going to hand the ball back to Catherine, which I have just done.
Okay. Okay, I just forgot. I had a question. She said, I've created scheduled items and they're not currently running. So I forgot to show you how to turn it on. So it was great to go in and create them, but you might want to make them run so that they actually work. So I'm just going to show you that really quick. As soon as I get it up here. Okay, so inside the scheduler, and I think I logged on to a different one, so let me switch this. Over here on the right-hand side, there's these little blue arrows. You just have to, if you run your mouse over it, it says start the process. So you just have to click that. And if this is currently running with the black dots in a circle, then you know that that particular scheduled item is running. So when you have tickets that fall into these categories, then they will automatically generate. So let me see if there's any other questions right now that I can answer. Hold on just a minute. Okay, there is a question here that says, how did you get the information bar up here at the top with the info about having phone issues? And I can go ahead and show you that. That's actually the marquee. And it's a pretty easy, simple way to get messages out to your customers. So when you log in as the admin user, it will default you to this general tab. With this information. The same place that Amy talked about the session timeout length, right above that it says system message text, and you can type in any message that you would like your users to see and it will appear here at the top.
All right, we're going to hand it over to Amy for another question.
Okay, so the question that I'm seeing, can all users view and submit tickets from the templates? So I didn't show you public and private templates, but it's as simple as a checkbox to make the templates private. So in ticket templates, the difference is that public ticket templates, anyone can launch. A user can launch those as well, like I showed with the app approval or the app request. But private ticket templates, technicians and managers of that group that the template is created under, those are the people that would be able to launch those templates.
Thanks, Amy. All right, hold on here. We just have a couple more questions to get to. We have a question here that says, can anyone edit a public template or just the creator? Amy's going to answer this question.
Okay, so to be able to edit public ticket templates or any ticket templates at all, you need to have the permission within the ACL that is for manage ticket templates, I believe, and that's under the permission models per group. By default, that is managers and above, but you could set that as a technician that would be able to edit the ticket templates or something along those lines if that's what you would like to do. However, when you are launching the ticket template, yes, you can change those fields.